Growing up on the reservation, the only show in town was movie night in the church basement. Raised on cowboys and Indians, we cheered for the cowboys, never realizing we were the Indians.
Soon we will be gone. Your civilization will destroy us. But by your magic, we will live forever.
Got to cut your throat to get it through your head. I'm a white man.
You fooled him, G. You fooled him. You fooled them all.
You know, the only thing more pathetic than Indians on TV is Indians watching Indians on TV.
I'm an Injun, a Cree who grew up in one of the most isolated native communities on Earth, close to the Arctic Circle. Up here, we don't wear feathers or ride horses. But because of the movies, a lot of the world still thinks we do. I'm on a journey to make sense of how Hollywood's fantasy about Indians influenced the world, even natives like me.
You gotta look like a warrior. You gotta look like you just came back from killing a buffalo.
But our tribe never hunted buffalo. We were fishermen.
But the myth of the fearless, stoic warrior lives on.
We'll never be able to change the fantasy of who and what Indians are. That fantasy will always be there. We'll always be on cover of novels saying, Cheyenne warrior.
I'm only 3.5 years old.
I'm off to Hollywood, 4,000 miles through the American West, in the reservation Indians' vehicle of choice, the res car.
A res car is probably like a piece of luggage or something to other people, and you kind of keep it together with tape and with string. And, you know, I have all sorts of people telling me, oh, yeah, I know that story about driving backwards because we actually did it. I had a res car and, you know, ignition didn't work, so we had like a screwdriver in the ignition and, you know, all sorts of stuff. Nobody said to me that they had a car with 3 wheels yet, but that would be a res car.
These are the American Great Plains, the setting for most of Hollywood's Indian stories. I'm headed west to the sacred Black Hills, once the domain of Chief Sitting Bull and the legendary Tashunkawitko, otherwise known as Crazy Horse.
Tashunkawitko, which does not mean crazy horse. Tashunkawitko means his horses are spirited. He was a great horse trainer. And all his horses had spirit. You could just see them prancing, yeah.
I've always wanted to ride a horse on the open plains. I finally feel like a real Indian. This is where Crazy Horse outmaneuvered Custer at the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Ever since, Hollywood has been telling that story over and over again, turning the battle into legend and Crazy Horse, an icon.
Why, you dirty, moth-eating, cockeyed son of a rattlesnake, if it ain't old Crazy Horse, cheaper than Sioux.
Legend has it, he killed Custer.
There's a romanticism and the glory to Little Bighorn. We defeated Custer and all this and that, all at that emotional level. But you know, within 15 years, our leader, Crazy Horse, was dead, Sitting Bull was dead, you know, and we were herded up.
Pine Ridge is the poorest Indian reservation in North America. These are the descendants of Crazy Horse. Their Lakota chief is a direct descendant of Chief Red Cloud, who fought alongside Crazy Horse.
So, this is where it happened?
This is where it happened. Right here. This is where Chief Crazy Horse was imprisoned here.
After surrendering here to troops, Crazy Horse was stabbed in the back.
So I always think this is sacred ground to me, where our ancestors used to walk, where they used to camp and live here.
To Native people, Crazy Horse is a mystical warrior, just like in the movies.
It was a continuation of the idea that natives were really great warriors, that they were just incredibly skilled at warfare, almost unstoppable, really.
Gotta say, Neil, you know, I'm really glad that you're doing this. For once, somebody's taken the time to tell the real story of Crazy Horse. As he says in his song, whenever you see the Black Hills, remember me. That is our homeland, our sacred grounds.
Carved out of the sacred Black Hills is Crazy Horse Memorial. When complete, it will be the largest statue to a human anywhere.
There'll be a 44-foot stone feather on the back of his head. It will be carved from 11 pieces of stone.
An ironic tribute to a man who, it is said, refused to have his image captured. Most experts agree that every photo of him is a fake.
Who was Crazy Horse? Not who was Crazy Horse, who is Crazy Horse. Who he is he's an idea. He's an embodiment of the human spirit. He's an embodiment of what can be done when you're centered and balanced within yourself as a human being. When you have a relationship to the spiritual reality that you are a part of. See, to me, he's an embodiment of that.
Shortly there will be a blast.
Good crowd there. It's nice doing a TV shot. Maybe a couple more I'll be able to get in the movies someday. And maybe change some of the movie cliches, you know. You see every day in the movies where the settlers come in, gets the Indian loaded and wants his resources, you know. Say, Injun, which way does this road go? Roads stay. You go. You don't understand. Someday we want to live together and love one another like brothers and sisters. We cannot love the white eyes. It is painful to kiss forked tongue.
Zigzagging my way through the American heartland, I'm hoping to make sense of the world's enduring love affair with the Hollywood Indian. In the movies, we're often portrayed as spiritual, noble, and free. This image has captured the world's imagination. This fascination with everything native begins with the very first explorers. They encounter hundreds of nations, rich and diverse cultures, languages, and beliefs. The world is hooked.
Native Americans were among the first subjects for films. Thomas Edison shot Silence about Native Americans. This is in the late 1800s.
Thomas Edison unveiled his kinetoscope in Times Square, and it was a penny machine that played the Laguna Pueblo ceremonies and dances, and those were the very first moving images.
There were more than 100 silents made involving Native Americans, very much because this part of American history, of course, was really still ongoing at the time that cinema was really being born.
With populations dwindling, most natives are confined to reservations. Then, as film is being invented, the 7th Cavalry, in revenge for Little Bighorn, opens fire on the last free community of natives. 300 men, women, and children are killed at Wounded Knee on the Pine Ridge Reservation.
That is a genocide that occurred, and the culture wanted to perpetuate the idea that these people are now mythological. You know, they don't even really exist. They're like dinosaurs.
The reason that Indians were projected so heavily into movies was the romance of the tragedy. Greek, Roman tragedy.
The Western as a form is a very open form. It's a very pure kind of American metaphor, a kind of frame within which you can write or say all kinds of things.
I think that the cinema was created to film First Nations. At the beginning, they were really pioneer when they went west with the first movie camera. If you look at The Iron Horse, John Ford's film, the promotion they did from that film, they are telling you that the crew was living like the pioneers, you know, that they were going through the same experience.
I read that in early cinema, they used to get extras in the cowboy movies that were real Indians, and they'd pay them with tobacco and firewater, and they even used to have armed guards to make sure these people didn't get up to any treachery on the set, you know?